I got some more memes for you guys. Honey, wake up. New Jubilee just dropped. Astrologists versus astronomers. The bitches who charge their rocks in the moonlight and shove them up their pussy versus scientists. Is astrology a science? Middle ground. Let's see if we can find a middle ground, okay? Hell yeah, brother.
Hey, Al, do you love middle ground? I know I do.
I can't. My right ear is loving. I'm not sure if I love middle ground, but apparently my right ear is loving this channel. Why are these channels so fucked up? You didn't normalize your audio? How many subs do you have? 6 million? You have 6 million subs and you didn't normalize your audio. Incredible.
I don't have science to prove why I believe what I believe. It's just, astrology has not led me wrong.
Is there a way you can tell if you're wrong or right?
Well, yeah, because
astrology?
I speak to my clients.
Listen, I don't have any science to. I don't know anything about your shitty ass science. Have you ever heard about life experience? Have you ever heard about stopping and listening and looking and listening? All right. Have you ever looked at the grass? Have you ever listened to the wind in the trees? Dumbass.
I'm Ian. I'm an adventure astronomer and astrophotographer. What I love about astronomy is sharing the passion of the stars with people. I question science all the time. That's the whole point about science.
When I hear of astrologers, I think of people who kind of need guidance. Astrology is not a science. Science is something that requires proof, something that you can reproduce.
I think astrology is just a belief system, and I don't think it makes sense. It's not really.
I may not be able to reproduce astrology, but if I believe in astrology and it helps me reproduce because I can get astrology bitches by giving them my natal chart so they let me hit it. What do you think about that, Mr. Doctor Man?
A science, I honestly believe that astrology just makes people happy.
Hi, my name is Trenton. I am a spiritual analyst. I definitely believe astrology is a science.
Spiritual analyst.
We have discovered so much about the metaphysics of things and energies that are hidden.
I think my study benefits people because the greatest gift that you can give someone is self-knowledge. It gives us our own little map of ourselves.
I believe that zodiac signs are totally relevant, but they're just a basis of a much deeper practice. They're the tip of the iceberg.
Is it just me? Am I racist? But all these people dress exactly how I expected them to dress. You know what I mean? Hot take belief systems are fine as long as they stay within the realm and lane of the belief system. I mean, I think if they're like helping people, you know, whatever. Do your thing, chief. Whatever.
Step forward if you agree. Astrology is a sham.
A sham.
You can believe whatever you want to believe in as long as, you know, it makes you happy, doesn't hurt others. But personally, I've just never really understood how, especially since we all study stars, how something that's so far away and that could potentially be gone could affect you when you were born. It just doesn't make sense to me scientifically.
One of the things that they don't account for, astrologers, is as time passes by, there's this thing called precession where the Earth's axis actually makes like a rotation.
We wobble a little bit.
These constellations.
They pulled this from wikipedia.org. Dude, I'm sorry. Like the Jubilee people researching this video, they're like, bro, I don't give a fuck. They typed in procession and they pulled up the Wikipedia. The first thing that came from the Wikipedia page, copied and pasted that shit into the editor, into Adobe Premiere, and called that shit a day. They called it a day. I'm done. And is that the first picture that came up too? Wait, let me see. The astronomy girl has. Listen, we don't comment on women's appearances here, okay? Me on stream, I don't comment on women's appearances. I don't do that. Not on stream. It's bad for business.
Regulations were set like 2,000 years ago, and they still assume that these are the ones that are where the sun is when you are born. And also, you can't split them apart equally because each constellation has different sizes. You don't have the sun in one for 30 days. You just don't do that. And look, let's be honest. You can't divide people into these neat categories. There's almost 8 billion people on this planet. You're going to tell me that there's only 13 categories of what we are?
It is.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Right. I think sham is kind of a negative word, but from a scientific standpoint, we don't see that there's evidence that we can't make predictions on people's lives based on the positions of the stars.
Oh, she came running. Watch out. She's
I
wearing Air
practice
Force Ones. Watch
Western
out.
tropical astrology. And so the tropical system of astrology goes off of the equinoxes and the solstice. It has nothing to do with the constellations, what you know of astrology in the Western world.
I'm also specialized in tropical astrology. And
what the fuck? No, they're pulling out their freaking trap card, man. I knew it. They're going to criticize the constellations. So we have to pull out the tropical astrology where we get into people's muggy swamp and then we sniff their farts to figure out if they're going to be married with 3 kids by the time they're 34. Okay? This is the real astrology. Debunk that. Science heads, science losers, sci losers.
And that's just one system in astrology, right? There's tropical and sidereal. Those are the 2 systems, and they're separated by 23.4 degrees. It all depends on what system works for you.
So does that mean you have like a choice, or you see what everything means and you're like, okay, I want to pick that one, I want to study that one?
It's based off of what really resonates, right? And you'll know what resonates with you. You'll get this inner feeling through your chakral system, and you'll know right away.
Whether you resonate with Vedic astrology or Western astrology.
Wait. Am I supposed to get vibrations or something? Where am I supposed to feel these vibrations? In my heart? Buddy, if you're getting a bunch of vibrations, those are called tremors. You should up your iron levels right in the chakra. Dude, I've just finished watching Avatar: The Last Airbender a couple of weeks ago. I know everything about chakras, okay? Let's be honest. I think I understand what these astronomers are saying now. I think it's literally just whatever one feels better to you is the real answer. And not like, oh yeah, your chakras will start singing.
Astrology depends on whether you're more interested on using astrology for predictions or whether you're more interested on using astrology to understand yourself and validate and affirm the things that you feel in yourself.
What? Validate everything that you know about yourself already? Yeah, it's just confirmation bias.
You say astrology, meaning that the stars do matter, right? So what part do stars play in Western tropical astrology?
It's not so much being born around the time that the constellation is in a certain place in the sky. You have this chart wheel and it's divided equally in 12 parts. So the rising would be dependent on that wheel, what sign, and not constellation, but what sign, depending on the tropical divisions, is on the eastern horizon. Then the rising is the first house, or it's the cusp of the first house.
Wait, I know a little bit about this. I listened to that one, I listened to like 50 seconds of that one song by like Red Hot Chili Peppers, where they're like, the sun may rise in the east at least, it sets in the final location. So she's got a point. But Shaka, it depends on the type of astrologies. There's tit astrology, ass astrology. Yeah, okay. Which one do you prefer? I'll have to think about that.
And there's 12 houses.
What does that mean? Because I hear that, and again, I'm not familiar with it. It just kind of sounds like a lot of
gibberish.
Yeah, absolutely. If you think of a clock, the hands pointing to the numbers is not time. They just represent time. So it's the same when you think of the stars. The planets, where they are in the chart, are not the energies that we're looking at. They're just representations of those energies. It's just the realm of possibilities that the way that you express action in your life could show up.
When we
What? The stars are not the predictor. The stars are just the indicator of the predictor. So what is the predictor? Is there, I don't know, are they being pushed and pulled by cosmic energies? Energy? Can you guys feel energy? Can you guys donate me some of your energy? Just a little bit. I promise I'll give it back. This energy's tasty. I'll use some predictions on it. I'll go on a Tinder date with your energy, okay? I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'll unload it on her.
Categorize different planets in astrology. It's just to give characteristics on the specific energies. To touch on a point that you brought up, like how can we be here and planets all the way out there, how are they affecting us? Energy cannot be created or destroyed, right? We all heard that in our science classes growing up. So we are all bits and pieces.
That's not necessarily true. This is like essentially you're talking about like kind of conservation of energy and stuff like that, right? But like we live in a universe that, for example, may be infinite.
Yeah.
We don't know. And we never can, because we're limited to a specific distance to how far we can see.
I guess what I was getting to is we're all bits and pieces of energy. So everything that exists in our universe is energy.
I think that we're getting confused with our definitions of energy.
We may all be bits and pieces of energies, but she's putting no energy to text me back. She just fucking ghosted me, and she left me on red, so she put in no energy. So maybe she doesn't have any. Maybe this guy's lying at the end of the day. Ligma is in retrograde. Yeah, but like Sugma is rising.
Energy. I think that's where the like we have a different definition of like more scientific definition of energy, and you guys have more of a
it's
like a personality, like spiritual, yeah, like that. Like
yeah, I think there's for science, like they have to be very careful about how they use the term energy, because a lot of the times it can get hijacked, or even delving in the world of like quantum physics, they use the word quantum in a way that it's not supposed to be represented as.
My beliefs are supported by science.
Oh no, the astronomer, he's coming. Well, hang on now. What does the astronomer believe? I would never ghost you, King. Women keep saying this to me on women and femmes keep saying this to me on Twitter, but I feel like they're lying to me. You know what I mean? The more it keeps happening, the more I feel like they're lying. Yeah, you guys ready for the face-off of our lifetimes? I'm ready for this epic fucking battle, okay? I've been waiting all season for this fight.
You guys are probably like, astrology is not a science, but it is, because it's its own separate field. Astrology has been a practice that has been used for civilizations.
What is a science to you? What does science mean to you?
Now, a science is anything that can be applied to the practical realm. I know.
What? Science is anything that can be applied to the practical realm? Look at her face. Wait, Jarvis, enhance. I think she's like one of those girls. She's like one of those black girls, and I know this because I have a lot of women in my family. She's one of those black girls where they say one thing, but it doesn't matter what they say because all of their emotion is written on their face. All right, like it doesn't matter. You can, no matter what comes out of their mouth, you can tell exactly what they think by looking at them. So my sister, like my mom, I have other women in my family. They do this exact same thing, especially on my mom's side. You can tell exactly what they think by just looking at their face.
We were saying a lot of talk about, oh, this is interpretive, or this could be used for predictive measures, but it is something that is practical, right? I have to use math and I have to use other basic science skills in order to.
What? Astrology science because I have to use math? What? I add one star plus 2 star? Astrologers be like,
no. Reality can be whatever I want.
To pull up a chart, I'm looking at degree placement, right?
I think that fields could use science and still not be science. So you could use math and science and it still not be a science. I think science comes.
What's your degree? I'm sorry. What's your definition of science?
I think science comes with fact. There's a scientific method. So you start with a theory and then you prove it at the end. Say we randomly discover a new planet in our solar system. Sure. Okay. Will it change what you guys
Absolutely,
believe?
Because that would be something that we'd have to sit and try to study. We'd have to conduct research on that planet just as well as you guys would have to do. You guys would just be applying it in a different way. So I definitely look at our field as a science.
Bro, I used math in Dungeons and Dragons. That doesn't make it a science. Wrong. Use math in Dungeons and Dragons. That's what makes it a science. All right. Research. I love my research. Let's do alchemy. Are you ready to turn this shit into gold? Hell yeah, I am. Were the women in your family also black? Unfortunately. I'm joking. They're all great. They're all great people. They're all nice women.
Are my beliefs backed by science? No, they're not. In fact, it's the opposite. Most scientists would say that I'm crazy. Do I believe that astrology is a type of science, a soft science? Yes, because I study psychology, I study therapy. There are people who say that therapy and psychology are not sciences. I also think that psychology and therapy are soft science.
I'm not sure if therapy is a science. Well, it depends on what you mean by like therapy. Are you talking about, she said like psychology, so I'm guessing she's talking about like mental therapy. I don't think that's a science. Right? I feel like therapy can actually be hindered sometimes if you try and make it into like a science, because a science is something that's like replicatable. And for a lot of people, our minds work really differently. Our connections are different. Our feeling, we're all different human beings. There's just some practices work for some people and not for others. That's why people have to bounce around a lot when it comes to therapists. That's why people bounce around a lot when it comes to even medicines. There are lots of people who if they have ADHD, they can't take Ritalin. That like fucks them up. I'm someone who's like that. I can't take Ritalin, but it works for some other people. It just doesn't. I don't think therapy is like that. Yeah, therapy is based in science, but there's a lot of wiggle room there. I think psychology is a science, but I don't know about therapy. Therapy is more like it's like a thing that you do that's based in science. Based in red pill?
Sciences. They're not rooted in the scientific method. They are rooted more in the person, in who that person is, and the potential of that human being and their energies.
But there's a difference there, because in psychology, we could scan the brain and see the chemical imbalances. We could see what's missing. We could see the neurons firing. We could see exactly why things are happening, and we could prove that. So,
but you can't always prove the treatment.
But we can also look at a chart. We can also look at a chart and look at how the energies are interacting with a person and correlate it to what is on the chart.
I think energies and like neurons.
And I keep using energies, and that's also what I'm trying to say. Somebody had to be like, why is that energy affecting me in this way? Somebody had to sit and study these things. A team had to do research on these things.
I don't have.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was scrolling through Twitter. I need to show you guys this. Well, I need to show you guys this really quick. This is just an incredible meme. This is honestly a gobstopper. People call this a gobstopper where I'm from. Honestly, okay? This is a slobber knocker. New Zealand is making period products free in all schools. Pussy havers be cheering. The program is designated to reduce period poverty. Will begin in June. And then someone commented, all this is going to do is encourage girls to have their periods at school. I don't think this is a good idea. What does that mean? Yeah, we all know that like before this happened, girls just held it in, right? Like I've never had a period myself, but I imagine what you do, you just hold it in, right? You just squeeze, you just clench until you get home. Does he think it's like a bloody nose? You can like go into the bathroom and roll up a little wad of toilet paper and just like plug it and you'll be vibing? How do you discourage girls from having a period besides like trying to get them pregnant? But this is like a school, so I hope that's not your plan. I think this person has a dick. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not like too versed on like the details of pussy myself, like me, you know. I mean this has actually happened to me where like a coworker woman of mine like gave me her card and asked me to run to Walmart really quick to pick up some she asked me to pick up some stuff for, I think I don't want to say exactly, but she was having a couple of woman problems. Okay. So she asked me to pick it up. I went over there to like the section and I was just like, I had no clue what to get. So I picked something and I thought it was going to be okay. And I came back and she was like, this shit is, what the fuck did you get me? What the fuck is this? It was like it looked like it was cock, like CAUK. It looked like it was like fucking cock, and I was like, I think this will work. It was like a push tube sort of cream thing, and I thought it was going to work. And she was like, she said it was like absolutely not what she needed. She asked me if I talked to like old women, like 60-year-old women there, because I had to ask some women like about what to get. They told me to pick that up, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And she was like, nah, this is absolutely wrong. But it was funny. She was laughing. So I try my best, okay? I try my absolute best. I would absolutely be the guy who my girlfriend sends me out to go pick up some tampons, and I go to the aisle and I call her and be like, hey, yo, girl, what size pussy you wear? Like that's the type of guy that I am.
I don't have science to prove why I believe what I believe. It's just, I've been studying this for 7 years and I've been practicing professionally for 4 years. And astrology has not led me wrong. Like I don't miss.
Is there a way you can tell if you're...
She did not just say that. She did not. I don't really have any science to back me up, but I've just been doing this for so long. I just don't miss. It's just hella true. She don't miss. She don't miss. She don't miss. Sure, Mr. Astronomer. You say I'm not backed up on science. How's this science for you, okay? I don't miss. I'm never wrong. I don't miss, okay? You just got to believe me. I mean, what do you have a comeback for that? I don't have a comeback for that. If I say this is wrong and she's like, bitch, I don't miss, I'd just be taken aback. There's nothing that I could say.
Sorry, I don't miss.
Is there a way you can?
The way that she, I mean, I didn't want to have to use. She was like, I didn't want to have to use my trap card. I didn't want to have to use my most powerful comeback. But have you ever considered I don't miss?
Tell if you're wrong or right.
Well, yeah, because
astrology?
I speak to my clients. I never tell my clients like, this definitely happened for you, and if you don't agree, then you're wrong. I'll say, oh, this could be an indication of this. Is this true? And they'll say yes, or if they say no, I'll say, well, maybe it can be interpreted in this different way. That's also where the interpretive thing comes in, is that it doesn't play out the exact same every time, which is why it can't be pinned down by
and that's
science.
why you can't
it literally can't be wrong. Okay, good to know. It's like a fucking fortune cookie. Bro, you want astrology? I got you. Go order some Chinese. At least you be getting some sesame chicken with it. All right? At least you be getting some sesame chicken with it. And not just this. Wait, someone asked me something. Wait 1 second. I missed it. Someone asked me, does like human anatomy make me uncomfortable? Sometimes. I'm sorry. Sometimes. You ever like, I'm sorry. If you don't believe that, you're just lying. Okay. You're just lying to yourself if some human anatomy doesn't make you uncomfortable sometimes. Let's be honest with ourselves. Yeah, you get some freaking orange chicken. There you go. Human anatomy be weird. That's true. If not missing equals science, then does Kyle's old tweets are science? The guy who's studying Kyle's old tweets is indeed practicing a form of soft science. You're actually really right.
Call it a science.
Yeah.
It's not reproducible. Science is something that is rigorously tested, and it's stuff that's reproducible. You have to be able to reproduce results. What astrology is interpretive. So you might misinterpret things because it's not really reproducible. Like, you're not going to always get somebody right. The reason why I didn't step forward for this prompt was because I think it's irrelevant. Like, I think beliefs are different than facts. And, you know, I might really believe in God, for example. I might, right? And that's not backed by science.
You know, science is science, right? So it doesn't matter if I believe astronomy. It doesn't matter what I believe. It just is or isn't.
Celestial objects influence people's mood.
I mean, if I'm driving home, maybe I had a bad day and I see the moon coming up. It's so beautiful. Like, how can that not affect your mood, right?
That's true. I do see pretty moon and I'm like, boy, damn, that girl hot right now. Damn, she pretty. I do see the moon, like a full moon. I'm like, yeah, that's cute. She's looking real cute tonight. She's looking a little tasty. Hey, what's up, girl? I hope you're doing well. I feel you there. But you know what? Here, I feel you. Here, let me show you guys something, because some of you guys weren't here for the last stream. Just look at this headline really quick, okay? The night sky is increasingly dystopian. All right? So it's an incredible article, and then you see these like streaks across the sky. So let me tell you about this for like 1 second if you weren't here for the last stream. So basically, you know Elon Musk, right? So Elon Musk has launched, I think, like 14 or whatever satellites into orbit, and they're going around, they're giving people, what he wants to do is try and give people internet access for a fee, right? So it seems like whatever so far, but you get these streaks because instead of giving them a normal coating of non-reflective paint, what they did is gave them a super reflective paint that basically turns them into really close to orbit stars that you can't miss. And so when terrestrial astronomers try and take like starry night photos, they can't do it anymore because Elon's fucking satellites ruin their images like this. So they've been having to try harder and harder, and it's been harder and harder and harder for them to get like good photos, because they would have to go time and time and time again to do it. And the worst thing about it is you can't predict it. It's not like the ISS. You can't really find them out because Elon isn't really telling you where they are or where they're going. That, and all of the satellites are controlled by AI, and so they basically do whatever they want whenever they want. So you can't predict them. They just kind of move. So Elon Musk has, here's the National Optical Infrared Astronomy Research Laboratory, who's had their astronomy photos completely fucked by Elon Musk personally. And here's the thing, when they told him about what was happening, you know what he said to them? I guess we'll fix it the next time we send some more up, but other than that, get fucked. So, and here's like here's like a video of them like shooting across the sky and destroying this like picture of the galaxy. So this is the world Elon Musk wants. Yo, fuck Elon Musk, dumb piece of shit. He is single-handedly, his company has single-handedly ruined terrestrial astronomy for the entire world. So yee.
It's just so gorgeous. I do a lot of astronomy outreach. You know, I show people the planets or the moon through telescopes. A total solar eclipse that we've seen, we were all like,
let's go back.
Celestial objects influence people's mood.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Or the moon through, it's just so gorgeous. I do a lot of astronomy outreach. You know, I show people the planets or the moon through telescopes. A total solar eclipse that we've seen, we were all like in tears. It was just so beautiful. So yes, definitely things that happen up there can affect.
You know how the moons affect bodies of water, right? The closer the moon is, the higher the waves are. The farther away it is, the lower the waves are, right? That's why we have.
Okay, so once again, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. We all know that the waterbenders first learned waterbending from the moon, and that's why they can do things like cum bending. So basically, what he's going to say here is that just like the moon push and pulls the tides, the moon push and pulls your energy and can make you gigapog or giga cringe whenever it wants, because of energies. And dude, these people, the astronomers' faces are just, they're priceless. The astronomers' faces are actually priceless works of art. This needs to end up in the Louvre, man. I love this. There's so much expression on this face. You can't bend cum. Want to watch me try?
We have tides, kind of, sort of, right? But we're made up of 70% water. The moon in astrology talks about our intuition, our feelings, our emotions. But we're made up of 70% water. The moon in astrology talks about our intuition, our feelings, our emotions. There are so many other planets and celestial bodies that are definitely doing that. So I'm so happy that you said yes, because it is definitely true.
I'd love to know what you think about the correlation between the 28-day cycle of the moon and the female hormonal cycle.
What? What? Where did this come from? Is this an astronomy thing? Okay. Is this an astronomy thing? I didn't think that this was... What? Did she just describe bloodbending? True! Okay. Avatar: The Last Airbender comes back again, dude. The moon was the first bloodbender. It's so true. This is amazing. Based in blood-filled? This is great. I love this. This is amazing. 28... Wait, how long is a chick's cycle? Girls have like different cycles, don't they? How long is like a period cycle? How long is that? I don't know. Does anyone know how long a cycle is? It's 28 days on average. It varies a lot. Yeah, I know it like varies a lot. The moon does not typically vary a lot, but yeah. Interesting.
Must be something there. I'm not an evolutionary biologist, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm a Cancer rising, so I feel the moon, and I know from personal experience that, yeah, planets affect the moon.
I'll have to say I really liked your interpretation of that. Because the moment that you stepped up, I was like, okay, I know what's coming. I know what it is, because I do agree on that. I mean, look, Mars is really far away. What is Mars gonna do, like, to my moon? It just doesn't. Even the gravitational force that we experience between planets that are further away it's really nothing.
Can I ask what makes you say that with such certainty?
Because I do physics, and so I know how gravity, like the force of gravity works.
Sure, but
oh, fucking rip, bro. Oh no. This is like when this reminds me of when who was it? That one like Nazi guy was talking to Destiny about music, and he didn't know shit, and so he just got like bodied. Can you tell me what makes you say that with such certainty? I study physics. Okay.
We have plenty of anecdotal, I guess you could say, evidence.
Well, the thing is, if you believe something, right? Mm-hmm. You already believe it. And then the thing that I really have to mention this, like the thing that you mentioned about the correlation between like women's periods and the moon is moving away from us. So eventually it's not gonna orbit in the same in the same way. And so what then?
I think there's a big thing right now that we're using between correlation and causation. I think that's another big divide that we're seeing right now. Like when people are like in a mood or like they're really happy and they go outside, they're like, oh, there's Mars or the moon is full or whatever. That doesn't make sense to me, where people can kind of not blame their behavior but associate it with what's happening. Like, there's a correlation, but we can't see the causation of it.
Right.
So
and I guess that goes back to my my argument that I posed earlier about how energetically things are affecting us. We're affected.
Wait, can we bring the moon back? I've been thinking about this for a while. Ever since I heard that the moon's been drifting away, it made me really, really sad. And I do want to bring the moon back. Do you think like sometime in the future we're going to attach like rocket boosters to the dark side of the moon and then just nudge the moon back like 5 centimeters? I think that'd be really cute. I think bring her back. Bring that bitch back. Where's she going? Where's she going? Who's gonna treat her better than we do? Genuinely curious. What's her problem? Elon will own the moon. Yeah, it's gonna be Elon. Elon is going to shoot a rocket from the gamer hole directly into the dark side of the moon, and he's gonna bring the moon back.
Affected by this energy, even if it's so many light years away or if it's right here in front of us, right?
Okay. Now, what if I were to tell you that, let's say, Betelgeuse is what is it, like 400 light years away, 600 light years away? If we saw Betelgeuse go supernova, right?
This shit's called Betelgeuse. They called this shit Betelgeuse. Oh, dude, astronomers are just having way too much fun. Oh, they went to Wikipedia again. Betelgeuse is usually the 10th brightest star in the night sky, right after Rigel, and the second brightest in the constellation of Orion. Betelgeuse is one of the largest stars visible to the naked eye. Oh, but we love Betelgeuse.
Some astrologers might say, oh my gosh, that's affecting us. That happened 600 years ago.
Right.
So why is it affecting me now? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything that you see, like if it's something that's 4 light years away, you're seeing it as it was 4 years ago.
Right.
Not as it is today.
I only can go off of planets that are actually like in orbit, like the moon, the sun, our basic planets, including Pluto. Those are the only things that I really focus on.
So let's just go back to Mars and say Venus, right? Because Mars has all these like really rough and angry qualities or whatever.
You're learning.
What? You said it 3 times? What are you talking about? You mean Beetlejuice? What are you talking about? You keep saying it? What are you talking about? Now he's going to show up? Who? What are you talking about? What? I can only go off of real planets. Listen. I can only talk about real planets. Let's talk. Beetlejuice? What about it? What is that? Oh yeah, isn't Beetlejuice is like a movie, right? It's like a movie. Beetlejuice, 1998 film. Beetlejuice. What the fuck is this? This is weird as all heck. Listen, the only Beetlejuice that I know is this guy, okay? This is my Beetlejuice. I don't know about all this shit. This is my guy. I love Beetlejuice, okay? This is the guy that I think of when I talk, when I say that. I love this guy. He's my best friend. He's my best friend. Who? This guy, Beetlejuice. Who that? This is, but what are you talking about? You don't know who Beetlejuice is? What the fuck? What are you talking about? It's showtime? What is this?
Where are you? Help them, please.
Sure, I can help them. You gotta help me.
What?
Look, how much you might call an illegal alien, okay? I want out for good. In order for me to do that, hey, I gotta get married.
Okay. I think that's all I care about for that. Your BFF? Yeah, that's my friend. That's my bestie. He don't miss. It's a good movie, kinda. How can you say good movie, kinda? Listen, the only Halloween movie that I care about is that one animated one with the with like the gay skeleton and like Dark World Miss Frizzle. You know what I'm talking about? Like those ones. I forget what it's called. That's the movie that I care about. That's the only Halloween movie that I've ever watched. Oh, and then like I guess the Halloween special for like the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I've never actually, is The Nightmare Before Christmas that one movie with with like the thin skeleton and like the I was gonna say duffel bag, like the bag that's also a ghost. Yeah, Jack Skellington. You didn't watch the good part? Okay, well, I'm sorry. What about Hocus Pocus? What is Hocus Pocus? Is that like a, I mean, I'm guessing it's a movie. Wait, Hocus Pocus, 1993? How old are you people? Bro, you're pulling up freaking movies from the Stone Age. What are you talking about? What is this? I've literally never seen this in my entire life. This girl's kind of banging though. What is this? It's a Disney movie? I mean, that's cool, I guess. It's on TV every year. I haven't had a TV in my room since 2015. So if that gives you any indication about like how I live my life, there you go. All these movies kind of suck. Damn. I'm actually a 3,000-year-old vampire. I found the anime fan. Did you not watch this in elementary school on Halloween? No. A lot of the time that I spent in like elementary school was also in like Christian school, so they didn't like Halloween much. 90s kids stand up. I was born in 99. Shark did admit last week he doesn't really watch movies that much. I don't watch movies outside of, right. The last time I was in the movie theater was when I was on the first date with one of my ex-girlfriends back in 2016, 17, 2017 or 2018. One of the two. '95. Oh my goodness. 90s movies are prehistoric. Oh, people are born after 2000. I don't believe it. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? Baby children. I'm taking Shark's takes on this with a grain of salt since he's been plugged into pop culture. since he's not plugged into pop culture in general anyway, I'm completely disconnected to pop culture. Everything I get through pop culture is like kind of through chat and through Twitter when it comes up. And I guess sometimes on Reddit when I'm scrolling. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't keep up with these movies, bro. I feel like it's too late for me to start watching movies. Don't Call Me a Baby. Well, wait. Were you born in like? You were born in 2006? What are you? Are you 5 years old? How old? What the fuck? Are you like 12? What the fuck? That's 15? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Listen, all right? The sandwich, I love you, okay? In a very platonic way. But you're baby. Okay. If you're 15, you're baby. 15? That's baby. You can't be like, I'm 15 and be like, don't call me baby. You are baby. You can't like even legally drive. My brother was born in 06. I'm scared. Yeah, that's really worrying.
You guys
Yes. And Venus has all these beautiful, calm and peaceful qualities. But what if I were to tell you that if you were to go into Venus and sit there, you wouldn't even make it because the pressure would just destroy you. So how is that peaceful? And like what is that like? Where does this come from?
There are no good and bad planets. I just want to let there's a highest expression and there's a lowest expression. Mars is not evil. It can represent aggression. It can represent anger. It can also represent action and motivation. Venus is yet love, relationships, beauty. It can also be manipulation. Like there's no, oh, this is a bad planet, this is a good planet. Like there's levels here, there's duality, there's highest expression, there's low, I just wanted to, cause like, me and the planets, like they're my people. So like we just got,
me and the planets, we kind of be vibing, and you know what? I don't miss. So I'm sorry. That's like my favorite line from this so far. You may have science, but I don't miss. I don't miss. It's just so good. It's just so good. Yeah, and their faces are so amazing.
I believe in zodiac signs and their predictions.
I definitely do believe in zodiac signs and their predictions and what they could bring. And it all depends on how you're tracking the energy, how you're also communicating whatever it is that you can get from the energy to a client. That's basically what my job is as an interpretive astrologer, is to break down what I see on the chart and to communicate it in a way that you would understand.
I just was hesitant about coming up with predictions because it's the word predictions. I'm not of the belief that astrology is necessarily a science because I don't consider myself a scientist. And astrology is such an interpretive practice that using astrology as a predictive tool sometimes does more harm than good. It can create a lot of anxiety, and sometimes it is inaccurate.
Who's he talking to? I think himself. Also, good night.
Going to get human error in some sort of interpretations.
I have a lot of friends and a lot of people around me who believe in astrology. But my thing is I've had so many of them be like, what's your star sign? So I always tell them, well, guess, what do you think I am? And then it always ends up being wrong, or I'll finally tell them afterwards and I'll be like, I'm this. And they're like, that's so Virgo of you. That doesn't make sense to me.
This happened to me, okay? One of my managers were one of those astrology girls. I have a job, and you can't drive to it, baby. Listen, I remember back when you, when people like you, and when I say people like you, I mean baby, worked at my job back when I was at McDonald's. We had to put you guys in red hats. I always loved the red hats. They were hilarious. They were all baby. 15, you can have a job? Yes. There's some 14 in some places you can have a job at 14, but it's really restricted. But yeah, you can have a job at 15. I think you should. I think you should absolutely be able to have a job at 15. There are people who have really shitty parents and people who would really need the work experience, unfortunately, for when they get older, I think you absolutely should be able to have a job at the very least 15, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like, and 14 as well. I think you can, there are some jobs that you can do being like 14, 15, like taking orders, working a register, like that sort of stuff. You can absolutely do as 14, 15. You'll be okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, something was on my mind really quick, and I just want to like put this as a little tangent before we move on. Like, none of the people here have hijabs, but I was just thinking about those girls who have like hijabs back when I was in college, and they're so cute. Why do the girls in hijabs be so damn pretty? I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. They just like are vibing, and I'm like, damn, why are you so hot? They're very cute girls. Is it just me, or do you be seeing like those girls in hijabs and you're like, damn, you're kind of fine? Like the ones who are like, right? Especially the ones who are like 19 or whatever. 19 to like 25. They're freaking banging. They're like the hottest girls around. It's crazy. They're so pretty. For no damn reason. Just walking around cute as hell. Wild shit. I was in a relationship back then, so I felt bad trying to like window shop or anything, you know, but she worked at the Starbucks that I frequented, and she was so cute. She was so pretty. I was just blown away. It's wild too. It's even more wild because they're pretty and you can't even see their hair, right? And that's like a big part of like a girl's look a lot of the times. Dude, yes, I thought it was crazy, right? Right? There's just something about them. Dude, I think that's I think the biggest reason why we should allow like Muslim people from Muslim countries to come here is because their daughters be hot as fuck. When they grow up. They're hot as fuck, dude. It's not even fair. It's just crazy. I don't like this adult talk. This is not. There's some super fine hijab girls. So true, bestie. Super, like crazy pretty. I met a stripper. She looked at my hand and told me about astrology or what she thought my sign was. Oh no. Oh, but like, yeah, I had a manager who was super into astrology, and she did this exact same thing to me where she was like, you know, Shark, what sign are you? She asked me, she asked me what sign I was. I forget exactly what she said, but I said I was a Capricorn, and she was like, "Wow, you don't really seem like a Capricorn." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about that, but whatever." But I'm big boy now. Okay, if you say so. You will be big boy one day. You're growing boy right now. My Muslim friend just listened into this stream and she cringed. Why did she cringe? That's so sad. But no, like they're really, really pretty. A lot of them are like very, very pretty. Do you even Capricorn? I like popcorn. She cringed. But no, that's like very, very, very pretty. What is this? What is this emote? Who is this? Who's that girl? Channel Nor Draws. Oh, is this like, see, I say like people with hijabs because I'm not sure if only Muslims wear hijabs. It is cute. It is a very cute emote. Kind of fetishization, excuse me? An artist calling your raid sometimes? Oh, okay. Excuse me? This is not fetishization. Pardon me? If I was like, they're pretty because they wear hijabs, I feel like that'd be a little bit closer. But no, they're very pretty and they happen to wear hijabs. Shark exposed cringe. Oh yeah, my bad. You're right. You're so right. I should go back to never commenting about what women look like ever. All right. I'm gonna go back to the tried and true, never commenting on women's appearances. This is why I say this, just so you know. I say this just because of people like you. You're like, oh my God, look at streamer. I can't believe he said this ethnic group is pretty sometimes. I can't fucking believe it, bro. I can't fucking believe it. You're right. No one's pretty, and I have no opinions on people's appearances.
That's why I don't personally believe in those star signs. I know that you guys discussed that, but that's why I don't disagree with what you guys said. But that's why I disagree with the prompt that was read out.
With sun star astrology or sun sign astrology, that's where it can get carried away. It's actually the rising that's most important because that starts your chart.
What the sun represents is our own sense of self. And when you first meet someone at a party, how much are you going to be able to know off the bat from your first impression of them what their sense of self is?
Exactly.
What I think is that because we live in a world where we don't know people at all, if you have a way to be able to somehow describe who this person is when you just first meet them, it makes you feel safe. And that's why I feel like, you know, a lot of people take to astrology.
People, like, they think astrology puts them in a box. Like, oh, you're a Capricorn, this is the only way you can behave, this is the only way you can act. It's like, no. Astrology is very much about the possibilities. Not necessarily this is what you are, this is what you do, this is how you act, I don't like you. No, it's just like this is what could possibly happen. This is the expression you could possibly take.
Would you say that everyone has, like, all possibilities are available for everybody?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
and to a certain extent. Even if you are, like, say, a Virgo sun, your Virgo sun could be affected by a certain relationship with, say, Mars. So it's not like you're just this and you can only be this. It's like, no, you've got this, you've got a, you know, sprinkle of something of this. It's, people don't like me putting in boxes, which makes sense, but that's totally not what I don't think what we're doing.
It does, though, kind of sound like you're still compartmentalizing things.
To the point of, like, there's 7 billion, 8 billion people in the world. How can you categorize them in these boxes? But the deeper that you go into astrology, the more nuanced it gets and the more personalized it gets.
the other side doesn't fully understand the study of celestial objects.
I'm so of two minds about this. You guys are doing something that's very scientific and practical in what you're studying. But just because something isn't practical or scientific, you can still study religion, you can still study the Bible, the Torah. I don't even think it should necessarily be equated to your study.
For like astronomy, like there's scientific rigor into how we understand and how we know what we know now, you know, standing on the shoulders of giants, all the people who have studied it before us, and now we know and we can prove what they've studied is correct. It's very like factual.
I'm, from my point of view as an astrologer, like I'm like, yeah, no, things are definitely factual based, and like astrologers sat down and
50 dog treats were redeemed while I was gone. All right, buddy, you ready to get stuffed? He didn't even move. He didn't even care. He didn't even care. But no, yeah, like dude, these emotes are crazy. Wait a second. I'm sorry. I was looking back at these emotes from back when I got cringed at for saying that some Muslim girls are pretty. These emotes are super cute. This one kind of makes me uncomfortable. The mouth is like very large. I feel like she's just gonna unhinge her jaw and swallow me like an egg. But other than that, this one is just a curious turn of events. But no, she's Palestinian. That's cute. Palestine. That's sick. I love this one. All right, don't let me stop you. I mean, I know you and me have different tastes, Cross, so don't let me stop you. Astrology is a religion now. I mean, it depends. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how you describe it depends on how you describe religion. Honestly, I think, like, for all intents and purposes, I wouldn't personally say so. You know, like, but you know, I think it's just like a belief system. I think it's unproductive to label every single belief system as a religion, you know, because then you empower people who are like who say things like, especially like shitty ass conservatives who are like, oh yeah, LGBTQ, that's the new religion. Oh, you think gay people shouldn't be killed for being gay? Oh, this new like LGBTQ religion. Oh man, the new religion of thinking oppression is real. Yikes. Anti-colonialism. Look at new left-wing religion of oppressor bad, oppressed good. You know, it's just like, come on now. Just we can engage with these sorts of things without just being some like we're saying like dumb shit like that, you know? In Final Fantasy XIV, there was a class based around astrology and is way more science based than whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, but that's like a video game.
They've come to a common consensus of what things mean based off of where they're placed, what energies are placed on them. That's what gives them more of the component of what the planet may mean.
I think, again, that's where the divide is, because when you guys could think certain things are fact, but I hear you keep bringing up that it's interpretation. So there's so many things going on way far away that we know about that, like you said, you don't really have the necessity to know about. I think that there's a lot of stuff that you guys interpret that we've disproven in a way, or that we've seen evidence for just going completely against it, negating your guys' points. So I think that's kind of where that divide kind of comes from.
One is the loneliest number. Yeah, I would never sit here and say that, you know, like you don't know what you're talking about. But also, like, I don't think you can fully understand anything. I think you can go to school. I think you can do the work. I think you can have a very good grasp on something, but you can never fully, like, we're talking about the stars and the universe and the planets here. You can't fully understand nothing in regards to that. You read the stars, you read the cosmos, you understand all of the sciencey things. You said Beetlejuice, I was like, the character? Is he here right now? For me as an astrologist.
It was the absolute opposite for me. I was like, what the fuck is a Beetlejuice, man? I was thinking about the little guy. I love that little guy.
I study the stars, yes, but I also study people. My job is to work with someone one-to-one. I'm showing you what I see, but I'm also showing you what I see from you as a person.
Would you say astrology is more along the lines of like human psychology?
Psychology, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Depending on the system that you are studying.
Yeah, definitely.
It kind of means like that, what astrology is like for fulfillment, in terms of what benefits humankind. I mean, physics, astronomy literally brings us, you know, cell phones. That's practical. But we also, as human beings, like to have things like art, for example, music. I need music. If I didn't have music, then I might, you know. So it's kind of like there's a fulfillment thing. And I get that.
My belief is that balance is extremely important. And the way I see it, like logic and science and all of these things are one end of a spectrum. Like, to get a little spiritual, it's like yang energy. And we're representing, in my opinion, a bit more of the yin.
Andrew Yang? What the fuck? You guys are pulling from Andrew Yang's energy? I can't tell if that was supposed to be an insult. Yang gang. Yang gang. Big yang energy. You guys are really pumping out some big yang energy, and I must say that we're definitely giving off massive yin energy. Yo, who's giving off yo energy then? Can we talk about that for a moment? Do you guys remember watching Yin Yang Yo? Banger. Classic banger.
Energy, the human element. And I think that it's also important to do what you can on a person-to-person basis, and that will help humanity.
All right, great. Thank you so much, and that's a wrap.
Yay. We didn't kill each other.
Curious. All right then. Well, and that's a wrap, boys. It seems like at the end of the day we've come to another middle ground. So what do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think about what we just watched? Huh? Those rabbits? Hell yeah. Yang's in Gatorade? You're right. Yang is in Gatorade. Why did she say that? Listen, she came ready for the kill, okay? You want to talk about astrology is not a science? Listen, if you say astrology is not a science, okay, you know what it is a science? Anatomy, because she was going for the freaking jugular. She was ready for it, all right? She was ready to put you down. Venus is in Gatorade, and she was about to fuck you up. I didn't know people thought astrology was a science. Listening to the astrologist talk, you can't convince me they're not making up some of this as they go. No, I mean, when it comes to a lot of this, these sorts of things come with a lot of built-in outs. So I don't think it's too crazy. Flat earthers versus scientists. Now this is a banger. Now this is what we call a banger. Okay, we have to watch that one sometime. I'm mentally stun locked by our hijab baddies. Hijabi baddies. I'm sorry there. Like I will not listen. You can say it's cringe or whatever. Okay. But not only have I never met like a Muslim girl who's been a bad person, they're also all very pretty as well. Shout out to Muslim people. That astronomers stepping forward when asked if celestial objects can influence people's moods and going on about how pretty planets made my day. That's true. My sister's boyfriend's mom is a flat earther. No, bro. That's the saddest thing I've heard all week. I'd be devastated. Bro, your sister just keeps racking up these L's. When it comes to her like dating preferences, you know what I mean? Like first you say he watches anti-vax too? Oh no. First you say he watches Kevin Samuel, and you say he broke up with her and then got back together with her again, and now his mom's an anti-vaxxer. She's just racking up these W's. She's just racking up these L's. How's she going to freaking survive, okay? Cursed family. Absolutely cursed. Nina's the girl who makes astrology her whole personality. Crystal healers and geologists. Crystal healers versus geologists. Oh, okay. Both of the people do love pretty rock. So I have too many thoughts on this video. I have many thoughts as well. You need to have an intervention with her. Ask her to call into the show. I'll talk to her, okay? Ask her to call into the show. We'll see what happens. Nina lost me in a minute. She said, you use astrology to validate and affirm the things you feel about yourself. That's pretty much the definition of confirmation bias. It is literally. Which is kind of cringe. But you know, we do the best we can. Your mask slipped, Shark? What do you mean my mask slipped? What are you talking about? What did I do? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What is happening? Okay. That's fun though. I like it. That was what we call a meme. It'd be cool if the astrologists have the astronomers give the astronomers a reading. They should have given them a reading. You're right. Is it time to get over slavery? Black liberals versus black conservatives. Oh, hecking no, bro.